charge up, he got to kill a man.
That is not consistent with either the policies or position of the force or the majority of its members. And I feel pretty confident in saying that.
Welcome to another edition of News, Reviews and More. This week we want to look at a couple of videos, some with some young men seeming to be glorifying the gun culture, another with some female officers in uniform pretty much doing the same thing, and what the commissioner has to say about it. So let's go into the videos and come back for comments. However, I cannot, because of the explicit content, I cannot play the audio of some of these clips. So you'll just have to use your imagination. Alright, so let's jump into it and then come back for comments. Alright? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Stay for the enlightenment. Have your say. Get involved. Subscribe, comment, click, share. Let's go.
Intellectual. Campfire full of gun like Pennant, fully charge up, he got.
This was of some concern to us because when we listened to the lyrics of the song being played in the background of the video, it wasn't consistent with what we expect or what anyone would expect from our police officers. We also saw that in the videos, the police officers had weapons on them at that point, and really, that is certainly not the image that we would expect of our officers. We have published in our force orders how we will deal with this going forward. The persons involved are facing disciplinary charges at the moment, and the persons involved, if they are going to remain in the organization, will be placed in remedial training so that they are aligned in their mindset with what are the best values of the JCF and consistent with what the country expects of us.
So the JCF is plagued with all kinds of issues. This, in my opinion, should not have been one of them. However, it is the culture. And it is showing Jamaica that we need to have a serious paradigm shift in this culture. A lot of our artists, a lot of our entertainers are behind bars. This badman, gunman culture, it's an epidemic in itself. In fact, I would dare to say it's a pandemic because more Jamaicans are dying of gun violence as opposed to anything else. And we really need to take a serious look at that. Now, for these two female officers, I can imagine the tremendous pressure they have been under since releasing that video. However, is it undue? I would think not, because you are supposed to conduct yourself in a particular manner. You're not supposed to be seen like this, because in my opinion, you're not respecting the uniform. You see, even if you don't respect yourself, you have to respect the entity of which you are a part of while wearing the uniform. No, I wouldn't have anything to say in particular if you were doing it in your civilian clothing. I wouldn't recommend it to, because, you know, outside of your post as a police officer, you're still supposed to be an upstanding citizen. One may argue with me that they're expressing their freedom of speech and their freedom to enjoy their art because the music is an art form. I cannot disagree with that. But you're representing a uniform which in fact is the opposite of the art form of what is being spewed in the lyrical content of those songs. So I have to agree with the commissioner to get hard and fast on some of these things, because you cannot behave like this and expect me to respect you. You notice the disrespect police officers have been getting these days? I can remember a time when police officers used to be respected, especially when they are in uniform. And if you, as a police officer, demeans the uniform like that, then what are you saying to the little man on the street? What are you saying to people like me, right? A lot of people don't have a favorable view of police officers. And when you conduct yourself in this matter, in this fashion, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think you have the moral obligation to talk to some of these youths out there? I doubt it, because you see, policing is not just about getting a gun and go getting the criminals. You understand? It's much more than that. It's the first line of community outreach for peace and prosperity. It's also about modeling good characteristics and building self-esteem in the young people in and around the community that you serve. You cannot be a police officer and behave in this manner. That will limit your ability to garner respect, and once that happens, you cannot fulfill your duties in the community properly, efficiently so. You cannot do that. So I agree with the commissioner to look at these things and get to the root cause and deal with it. Remodification, retooling, refocus, and rehabilitation has to be at the center going forward for officers to learn and know how to conduct themselves, especially when in uniform. Thanks for sticking around. Remember, before you leave, subscribe, comment, like, share, or even dislike. Again, it's a part of the process. So big up until next time. Peace out.